This is my first time in Egypt. I've been looking forward to it for a long time, and we saw no problems here, so we came along. We've had an absolutely amazing time so far. Kept in touch with our embassy, and there's been no problems. And out here in the Red Sea, you wouldn't even know about it. So we've been absolutely fine. I would just say that out here, it's just like back home. You wouldn't even know that there's anything going on in any part of the Middle East, let alone in Cairo. Just keep in touch with your embassy and have a good time.
This is my first visit to Egypt. Anywhere and everywhere is unsafe in the world. As far as I was concerned, I was coming to Egypt on a holiday and there were no restrictions for the visitation, so I thought I would come. Since I've arrived in Egypt, I felt very, very safe the whole of the holiday, including leaving the hotel. It's never been a problem at all. The highlights of the holiday so far for me have been my last dive, and this was my open water referral, so I was extremely nervous, and on the last dive I just seemed to get it and really enjoyed it and actually wanted to go back down again, and that's been amazing. Just seeing the coral, seeing the fishes, and actually just wanting to be underwater for a bit longer. How great can that be? If I was asked at home whether somebody should visit Sharm el Sheikh, I would feel very confident about saying it feels very safe. I have had no issues at all, and I would be very positive about encouraging them to come.
It's my first time in Egypt and I'm having an absolute ball. I've been waiting for ages to get on this trip, and it's absolutely fabulous so far. The highlight of my holiday has been the diving. I've absolutely loved it. We've had some fantastic sights out in the sea. And just to answer the questions of everybody but concerned to come here, I haven't, as I said, there seems no danger, so come on over and have a great holiday.
Yes, this is my first time in Egypt and thoroughly enjoying it. Love the food. My grandparents actually met and we're not married here, but married when they returned, so this is somewhat of a pilgrimage. We have kept in touch with our consulate and taken all safety precautions. We won't be going into the centre of Cairo, but we will be certainly visiting the pyramids. It's so close to Sharm that we've just got to go there, and we're not worried about we have no concerns at all. Back home in New Zealand, we have many friends that travel widely, but none have been to the Middle East. We're certainly going to urge them to visit Egypt. It's definitely a place that should be on their agenda, and we would suggest that this is not a problem here.
Yeah, this is my first time in Egypt. I want to come over here to get some diving experience. So I've been doing a Red Sea diving course, doing the open water. I'm on the final day now, so we're just about to go off on the boat trip for the couple of boat dives. Yeah, before I made the trip, we started seeing some news in the UK. I had to do some checking up, but it seemed to be just centred around Cairo area, and checking up for the resort, reports where there's no problems at all. Since I've been here, I've seen nothing. I think it's got maybe a little bit quieter than some people say it has been in the past, but I felt perfectly safe all the time I've been here. Had a really good time. I think for me the highlight of the holiday so far is probably what we saw yesterday while diving. We saw a moray eel, and it was about 3 metre long. So we followed that for about 50 metres or so, and some of the sights you see when you're diving is just amazing. I think if I was going to recommend to anyone what I'd say to people before they came, is possibly the only thing I may have done at different times is maybe if I wanted to do extensive travelling while I was here. So the only thing I would recommend to people, if you're going to travel here, maybe centre around the events in Sharm, just doing the local tourism, and maybe get some experience in the water and the diving.
This is my first time in Egypt, and I've had a fantastic time, and I couldn't recommend it more highly to anybody. Okay, prior to us coming to Egypt, we checked out with the UK government about whether it was safe to travel. They reassured us that there were no problems here. We've also spoke to friends who taught us to dive, that know people that dive out here, and all the feedback has been there was no problems at Sharm. How safe have I felt since I've been here? Well, I've travelled to a few places around the world, and I would say this is as safe as anywhere I've been to, without question. To my trip, hospitality, the weather of course, compared to England, in miserable November. The diving's been great, the place I've been to here has been very good, very attentive, very safe. Yeah, the highlight's been having a holiday. Somebody said to me, should I come to Sharm el Sheikh? I would say to them, this is no different to being back home, seriously. You know, there is risk everywhere in life, and I say Sharm el Sheikh is as safe as it is in London.